All right, folks. Happy Tuesday. We haven't said that in a while. Cindy, how are you?
I'm happy. It's Tuesday. Good to see y'all.
Thanks for all joining today. We rescheduled from tomorrow to today. I guess it's called pre-scheduled. Yes. But thank you all for joining, and I'm sure we'll have more folks joining in. But today we have a very interesting session, Cindy, on we're combining a bunch of things, and we're going to show a few demos as well, live, as we are brave people. We don't mind showing live things, right? How are you doing, Cindy? How is everything going?
It's great. I'm going to a marketing automation conference tomorrow. So I love to learn all the latest, coolest stuff that save time and make money, helps us all do more. And anyway, I just like the tech and the people. So
Absolutely, yeah. It sounds like an exciting conference. Is it like a whole week thing or?
uh 3 days. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, folks. So today we have an awesome session, search, social display, and actually, believe me, there are many more forms of advertising, but we thought we'll stick with the top three and share with you some of the insights that we are seeing as marketeers and hopefully guide you on a couple of takeaways that you can use them today at your business. I love these images that Chat GPT just creates because I ask it to and don't know how it does it, but it does it, right? It's a miracle in itself. Anyways, I'm Sanjay Bidalal, the founder and CEO of oGoing, welcoming all of you along with my co-host,
Hey, welcome
Cindy.
everybody.
Cindy Zelsdorf. Welcome all. So this is we are going strong. Of course, this is November 19th today and not 20th. But we're almost there at the home stretch here, Cindy. How's that?
Well, it's actually very interesting because when we first started talking about doing this, there were a million cool topics to share and benefit other folks with. And I've learned a lot along the way, and I have gotten to talk with a lot of people who, needed a bit more info afterward and we could share. And I just like the community and the sharing and the learning.
Absolutely. And believe us, we are not know it all. We actually more like learn it all. We are learning along the way.
Learn it all. I'm so getting that shirt.
Very good. It's
That's it.
I still remember when we started doing this back in when we were discussing this back in what March or April. We said, yeah, we got to do this, and we had no
Yeah.
idea. And here we are. By the way, each and every session is recorded. It's streamed live on YouTube. So any of you who want to go back and review any of this, it's there, including some awesome summaries. So we'll be happy to share with you. Just let us know. And by the way, folks, welcome. You're welcome to introduce yourself in the chat and share with us where you are joining in. What do you do? What's your business? And maybe a fun fact about you or your family or your business, whatever. Yeah. Um, Going, that's what I do when I'm not marketing with Cindy. That is, Going is an exclusive small business community. We are going strong. We have over 150,000 members. We call it the number one community for small business growth. So I invite all of you to join oGoing, create your business profile, start sharing your stories, videos, tips, events like this, anything at all. That's why it's called What's Going On. And we have 20, 30, 40 businesses joining every day. And once you join and start sharing, believe me, I'm hoping the new platform that we launched last month has come a long ways. You're going to
I wanted to
hopefully,
say that. I want to
yeah,
totally interrupt you and say I was on there the other day and shared something, but really just got down that rabbit hole of checking out what was happening with some different tech and some businesses, and I quite enjoyed all the little videos and snippets of information. So good on you on the new, um, I don't know, the new oGoing. I just loved it. So thank you for that.
thank you. Yeah, we call it oGoing 2.0. It's been a while. But yeah, I think the team has worked very hard, and And we are still improving it. I mean, it's as with anything online or software or websites, it's a continuous improvement, right? But, contact me if you have any questions and we'll get you going. Cindy Kokoro?
Oh, hey. Yes, Kokoro. Kokoro means heart, mind, and spirit, which might sound a little corny, but I'm just telling you because the thought behind sales and marketing for me is making sure what we're talking about is of interest, but the person who we're trying to talk with cares about it. And so once we understand what they care about, then we can actually do some marketing and do some sales and be like, oh, hey, do you need this? I understand your problem. So that's the reason I have that company name. Just thought I'd share what that's all about. I have this book. If you want a free chapter of it, I'll put in the chat. Just text the word seven, SEVEN, to me at 530-203-5703, and I'll send you a free chapter of the book. When I started this company, I'd spent a long time doing sales and marketing for a small business, actually, going, setting up equipment, selling it. And so after being in business a little bit, doing marketing, I wrote down the seven things we do most, and I put it in the book so you can benefit from that.
And again, folks, thanks for your flexibility today on joining on a Tuesday, and we had rescheduled, so I really appreciate everybody joining. I think Cindy's favorite punchline, though, is marketing that starts a sales conversation. Is that true, Cindy? Yes.
Yeah,
And
well, I kind of feel like why even have marketing if it's not going to start a sales conversation? Yeah, yeah,
absolutely. And
yeah.
so today we're going to talk about that as to how some of the advertising can start that conversation with your team members, with your marketing team, with your sales. And we just want to share with you a few numbers. I love numbers, as Cindy knows, some of you guys know. And so let's talk about the market of social media advertising. Uh, how big is the market? Anybody has an idea? You're welcome to chime in. Noah, go ahead.
Oh boy, the marketing as far as a company goes, or where
No,
are we
just the
talking?
total advertising spend. Let's say how much companies spend on social media advertising in this year, 2024, in the
At,
US. In the US, okay?
oh boy, anywhere from two. Oh, in the U.S., over $1 billion, easy.
Over $1 billion. Anybody else wants to chime in? It's big numbers, guys, big numbers. Well, so this is how much the US companies, including the small business owners, are spending on social media advertising alone this year.
Oh
And
wow,
by the way,
$17
this
billion.
grows every year like 5% at a minimum. I know.
Wow.
Marketing, only
This is
marketing.
this is advertising spend. This is not marketing people. This is not resources, not consulting, none of that.
Probably,
This is just straight
probably
up
close to,
advertising.
that's
Yep.
probably in the trillions.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So let's talk about search advertising. Social advertising is really mostly Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, if you include in there, right? But what about search? I mean, we all know the big players in search, right? It's Google, of course, and then you have Bing and then everybody else. But how big then you think the search advertising market is now that you know the big numbers? And again, these are people, small businesses also spend a lot of money on advertising, folks, right? So it's not just the large companies, but the search advertising market is even bigger. It's 132 billion, and this is US numbers only, guys.
Wow.
So again, this is how much money is being spent on search advertising. And then we thought, let's look at besides search, how about display? So display is all the banner ads, mostly static, but we are merging into the world of video advertising as well. So we have a separate category, but the display advertising is actually even a big market, 67 billion. And a lot of advertising began here. So if you look at where all advertising started, it started with the banner ads, still very popular, Still, a lot of people spend a lot of money on this. If you go to websites, popular websites, you will see a lot of ads popping up. It used to be where they will be static on the website. Nowadays, many times the ads just come at you, right? It pops up and you have to sometimes close them, but those are the display ads. And finally, this is where a lot of money is being spent on the video advertising, right? So this is where you are seeing Instagram, Reels, TikTok stories, YouTube shorts, YouTube videos. LinkedIn has video ads now. I don't know if you've seen those as well, right? So the video ads is really where all the excitement is going, and rightfully so, because look at the market of video ads already every year. And again, this is advertising spend, right? So this is companies, including business owners, medium businesses, large enterprises spending money on video ads. And one of the interesting new ad format is the connected TV ad format, where you're watching a show on Hulu or your favorite streaming media, right? Whatever you're using, and suddenly you see an advertising, right? And now it shows that, hey, you can view this ad on your iPhone or iPad or tablet, whatever you're using.
Yeah, with
Even if
your
you
QR, with your QR code.
Yeah. So I think the video ads are taking over, in the market as well. But any question on the advertising spend? Uh, how much of you guys have spent last year or this year on advertising? Maybe let's talk about that. Have you guys been spending money on any of
Less
this?
than $1 billion. Less than $1 billion.
Less than $1 billion. That's fair.
Less.
Yeah, less than definitely.
Just looking at that slide, like, wow,
Yeah.
just wow.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
it adds up, right? Because we have 35 million businesses in the US, right? So if you think about, take all these numbers divided by 35 million, who has a good math? How much are we talking now, right? So then we are talking about, I mean, if you do 35 million times 1,000, that's 35 billion right there, right? So just think about that. So that's $1,000 per company per year, right? So yeah, I mean, some companies end up spending a lot more money on advertising. So sure, the numbers are gargantuan, but kind of makes sense, right? If you spend, let's say, $1,000 a month on an advertising, that's for 12,000 a year. If you start multiplying that across all the businesses, that's kind of where the numbers come up. Yeah.
I try to spend I'll go in waves, but I sort of in general aim for $5 to $10 a day for our
There you go.
business. But then stuff that we do for other clients, so sometimes go a lot more than that, or they might just do short campaigns. It kind of varies and stuff with different people. And it depends on the goals too. Like if the goal is traffic and awareness, or if the
Absolutely.
goal is signing up for stuff. I mean, those are different kind of approaches, and the money kind of pencils out differently as well.
Yeah, so what we want to do is we're going to show you a few examples of advertising on some of the popular platforms, and then we'll come back and share with you a few takeaways, in the advertising world. But so let's do that. I'm going to stop the share and get back to my main screen here. Kumu, you had raised your hand. Go ahead, Kumu.
Yeah, so, my question is that as a small business, all of this social media stuff, I mean, like Instagram, all of these things, they're pretty much free. They're not asking you anything, right? So why would, where does it become handy to spend money to use these to advertise your business? Where does that make sense is what I want to know.
I think it's reach. You want to reach the people you don't know. So if you spend money, it gives you the opportunity to target people based on other things than, like, say you don't know who they are, but they go to this particular website, or they have this certain job title.
Cindy, I'd agree with that. Also, one thing that I've noticed, and I think you'll agree with this being in what you do, is that just posting on Instagram does not help as much anymore. It's more about reels, videos, and everything else. That's where the money. So you have to spend, unless you're just going to be doing reels yourself, videos yourself, live videos yourself. You're not going to reach, because 3 years ago I was getting all these comments on reels and everything else, and now I make it a harder to. It's just like it doesn't really. It's not a real organic situation anymore. Just how Meta has changed their algorithm and everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think the organic reach, which used to be, to give you an example, let's say if your business or yourself personally, let's say if you had like 1,000 connections on a Meta, Facebook or Instagram, the organic reach used to be where when you share something, at least there was a time when at least 100 people out of that 1,000 will see that content of yours.
Oh, totally.
I'm talking about now, of course, 5, 10 years ago, right? I mean, but over the years, as more people are sharing more content, and of course, Meta became a public company eventually, right? So, I mean, they are looking at like, okay, instead of 100 people looking at your content out of 1,000, we're going to bring it down to 10. So if you really want those 100 to see it, or maybe a few more, then you better pay for advertising, right? Going
Exactly.
forward. So that's kind of what the game is. And that's where small businesses end up spending all this money, right? I mean, I've seen small businesses doing 250,000 or 1 million in revenues actually end up spending anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a month on advertising, right? This is not uncommon, because when you get to that revenue, let's say if you're doing 1 million in revenues, sales or gross. I mean, a marketing budget of that company would be 20%, give or take. So that's $200,000. And let's say if you have hired somebody to help you, a junior marketeer, giving them a salary of maybe $75,000 or so. And so now you do have 100,000 plus to spend on advertising, which is how you generate your new leads, right? And that's kind of the name of the game. Yeah, so how many $1 million businesses are in the US? Not as many as you think, because out of the 35 million, about 30 million are solopreneurs who on an average are earning about 75,000 a year in total income, right? So again, but by the time you spread it out, that's where the numbers add up.
Yeah.
So let's share a few examples here, that we have. I have put it, and Cindy has a few as well. So let me just open the browser here. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So are you all seeing my web browser here? Or
Yeah. Well, now
if you are you? Yeah. This just shows the market here. But first, I want to show you, like, I just set up an advertising campaign on Meta. Hadn't launched it yet, but I just wanted to show you how it looks. These are a bunch of video ads. So, these are all going to go live once I hit that publish button. But this is all about oGoing ads. I've used AI, by the way. When I created these ads, I used AI that Meta has. These videos, some of the video content I already had, but all these videos will appear on different places like Instagram stories, Facebook stories, and so on. So let me just show you a quick behind the scenes what I did. So I'll just hit cancel here. And you can use different aspect ratios. As you know, the Instagram, a lot of the aspect ratio is now portrait mode, right? Where you're just holding the phone vertically. And if you go back to the edit here, on the content side. So here are the different text that you can choose, and you can actually AI generate the content. So what you do is, if you don't want to generate the content yourself, it's hold on. I think it's. Let me make sure I refresh the screen. Sorry about that. This is what happens when you go live. So, while it's doing that, let me share with you another example, which is ads on Google as well. Murphy's Law is taking over at this point. Okay, we'll wait for the ads to load on the other side. But Cindy, did you have something to
Yeah,
share on your end while I make
absolutely.
the browser
Absolutely.
is working the
Anybody
way it needs to
here?
work?
Yeah. Anybody here doing any LinkedIn, or your customers? Are they on LinkedIn at all? Not so much.
Yeah,
A little bit. I got a little bit from a couple people. Okay. And a yes. All
Yes.
right. So, could
well,
you make me a co-host or let me share or something like that,
Absolutely.
Sanjay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There you
Cool.
go.
All right. So on LinkedIn, when you get into it, you get to choose your goal. So it's a little bit like the Facebook stuff, that you're the meta stuff you were just showing a minute
Yep.
ago, Sanjay. So one would go
Absolutely.
ahead and choose, and to your point, 15 minutes ago, a video views ad might just be the ticket right now, right? So if somebody views, you can decide 25% of the video or 50%, you could then take a next step with them or build that audience with them. And then when you're reaching out to them, you can have built up audiences that you maybe already have. So you might be want to target people who visited your website,
Yep.
people who visited the LinkedIn company page. You can upload a list of prospects or customers. And again, that video view, you can do that if you want to. Now, skipping over to LinkedIn. So here's where you get into the audience piece right here. And so just for example, if you wanted to retarget people, you can
Yep.
decide who you want to, how you want to retarget them. And you can also upload a list. You can upload by company or by a particular contact. You've got lots of different choices right in here. So if we want to
So
retarget
Cindy,
people who watch the video, go ahead.
no, I like this. So this
Yeah.
is, you have to have a history before you can do this, right? The
You've got
retargeting.
to build the audience. And same like Meta. You know how in Meta you need to like get your it was called Facebook Pixel before, but I know it's called something else now. But anyway, you would get that on your website so that you can build that audience. Same deal here. You got the LinkedIn Insight tag. Same with Google Analytics. So you need to have that little bit of history. So even if you're not going to advertise immediately, it's great to get that in place. It's free. And then that way, when you are ready, you've got some audience to jump off
Absolutely.
from.
Yeah, so LinkedIn has a new thing, Cindy, and you can see that pop up, the accelerate. Exactly. There you
Right.
go. Yeah.
So if we want some AI help on it, we can go in here. Oh, and it just took me right back here. Did you see that? Just
I think
moving. I'm just
it knows
moving.
that you have already advanced, so
Oh, I was
it's
too far into it. Darn it. I wanted to run through that because I thought it'd be cool
yeah.
to do it.
I think
Yeah.
it knows you are a more
It
experienced.
knows.
Yeah. So I think the AI tool, I'll tell you to summarize where they help you a lot, right? So they help you come up with the headlines.
Mm-hmm.
What are the headlines or the punchline, right, about your ad? Number one. Number two, if you have a short and sweet description, you can use AI to basically you can make such you can just type in what you are thinking and then let AI make those suggestions for you. And then of course the creative itself. So I think my browser is behaving better now. So let's try it one more time. So there you go. So basically similar to LinkedIn, this is Meta. And this particular ads, I wanted to have instant forms, right? So I don't know if you have seen those forms on Instagram ad or Facebook, where you click on the ad and your information is just filled in. So there's no need for you to even go to your website. So you
LinkedIn
can
form for that one.
LinkedIn form
Just
for that one.
just giving you the equivalent.
Absolutely. And here are the pages which I've already accepted, Facebook as well as Instagram, LinkedIn. If you have a LinkedIn page, it will be similar on LinkedIn. You can set up the ad times like this. You can define your audience, just like Cindy showed you how she defined the audience on LinkedIn. Similarly, you can define your audience. And again, this is where AI can help a lot. So this new thing called Advantage Plus Audience, it is AI based. and you can then refine or define the audience even more so. So in this case, I say the behavior should be small business owners, and I want to make sure the job title must match the owner and CEO, and the location, as you can see, I'm limiting it to Southern California. And then you just go into placements. You can review the ads, before you set it up. You can fine tune them some more if you don't like it, and then yeah, you set up your budget, and you're good to go. So again, this is a very easy way to set up ads on Meta, LinkedIn, and Instagram. I also have another ad set up here for Google Ads, and again, Google has a very easy video creator as well. So as you can see, you can preview the ads which are already set up. And I use a simple creator within Google called Video Creator. I can preview the ad right here. I was going to look on, for example, YouTube, this particular ad that I'm planning to run, and it's advertise your business. It's trying to load the ad here. You can see how the ad will look on Gmail, for instance. Let's quickly see if it shows that. So again, if you are using Gmail, and you want to also show your ad to other users on Gmail, this is how the ad will pop up: small business community, connect with verified members. And again, the content can change based on who you are. So that's kind of the power of AI. The AI will know who you are. Of course, Google knows most everything about you, and the ad will show up precisely to you at the right point, at the right time when you are on any of the Google properties. If you want to see the example of the ad, let's say on some on the other Google partners, right? You can also see that. And again, so these are your assets. Assets are what Google says, everything that you put together to make an ad like this. So let me just quickly go inside the asset and just show you quickly what or how we got here, right? Behind the scenes. So here are the different site links, of different things that we have created here. Site links are basically, these are the tagline that people see when they see your ad on Google. And if you go under, let's say, the campaigns, for instance, let's see if we can drill it down a little more. That's the idea here. So let me go under campaigns quickly and go under the specific ad. There you go. And I'm set a very small budget. It's called $5 a day, and I'm using the plan called Performance Max, which is kind of the AI-based plan that Google offers. And if you go drill down more, I'm trying to get to the point where I can show you some of the keywords that we are using. And
Now,
the
will
goal.
Performance Max run at that level? Because I'm just curious about that. I had heard Performance Max needed a bigger budget to actually be effective with the sort of AI matching with all the site links and assets. But I'm so interested. Are you having success with that?
That's a great question, Cindy. So the recommended level is at least $10 to $20 minimum a day.
Yeah.
Although Google recommends at least starting ad budget of like $500 a month.
Yeah,
for
I'm
it.
sure they recommend, all the money you have for sure.
Yeah, that's why
'Cause
it's
that's good for
your
them.
campaign is ready to run ads, but an issue might limit the performance. It knows. So
Right.
since I hadn't launched the ads yet, I just changed the budget back to $5 to.
No, that's
to-
great. I'm glad to know Performance Max will run at $5 a day. I learned a
Yeah.
new thing. Thank you.
But these are all the headlines which were created using AI, right? So I just told Google what oGoing is all about, and from there we went and picked up a bunch of headlines, right, to essentially make people believe in why they should join. And these are short headlines, long headlines. Again, all this text goes into when the ads pop up. So again, this is Google Ads. It takes about an hour or so to set it up the right way, but you have to monitor it, make sure, for the video ad, of course, it took me another hour to set up the video ad as well. But Google does provide you under assets, you can create all these beautiful assets that you can, run, with, on your advertising. Cindy already talked about LinkedIn, so we don't need to go into that. And another platform, if you're more into creating awareness, is X. And X is, by the way, they're matching your advertising. So if you spend any kind of money up to $10,000, they will match it. So I just wanted to throw it out there, right? So if you have an ad budget and if you want to target more for branding, more for your, app, let's say if you're trying to do app downloads, or you want to create web conversions, it will match your budget. So if you say if you want to spend $10,000, it will match up to 10,000 with you, right? So they're going to give you 10,000 on top of that. So again, Axe is another platform. I would say if you have that extra budget going on. Have you tried Axe before, Cindy, or what's your thoughts on it?
I haven't done any advertising in there. I just this morning was uploading some videos for somebody this morning, but I feel like maybe I'm going to go back to him and say we should
Yeah,
run some as a couple ads because he wants more reach. So that would make a ton of sense. He's getting
absolutely.
like 500 views and stuff, but I think he'd like to have a heck of a lot more.
Yeah, and the advantage with Axe, I mean, besides is the cost can be fairly insignificant to get the views and especially the video views and all that good stuff, right? And I'm seeing that it's again a platform which doesn't appeal to everybody, but the ones who are active, I see a lot of that happening now, right? So again, just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure you're aware of it, right? So we talked about at least 4 different platforms here. Before we go back to our Zoom session here. So we talked about Instagram, we talked about Facebook, which goes under the Meta umbrella. We talked about LinkedIn, we talked about Google Ads, and then we talked about X. And Kumu has raised her hand. Go ahead, Kumu.
Yeah, so do you have somewhere some verbiage that actually tells you what you were just saying about X matching up to 10,000? Can you put that in the chat or direct us to the website or something?
Absolutely. So yeah, you just have to go to x.com, which used to be Twitter, by the way. It's hard to say X all the time. But yeah, and I'll be happy to share a link with you, Kumu, as well, saying where they do the matching. Yeah. But it is an offer they're having. I mean, I'm sure the offers run for a certain set time for the holidays, but yeah, but you got to take, you got to leverage it while it's still there. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other question, a quick question, is that in terms of maturity and using AI for advertising and things like that, where would you say that? I know you gave a big number, 76 billion, so that suggests a huge, it says it's a huge market. But in the maturity graph, where are the businesses today in using AI in doing advertising? Are they at top maturity? Is it just catching on? Is it in infancy? Where is it at?
Yeah, so these are all the AI trends in advertising, right? So the session is on AI. So it's a great question, Kumu. And I think where the maturity is in all of the 6 key bullets that you see here, right? One is, let's start with enhanced targeting, right? And Cindy talked about that, and we showed, she showed an example of that. What AI does is it really helps you with this, this precision targeting, if you may. So it can pretty much say that I know that Kumu is my prospective customer. She loves to attend Sanjay and Cindy's Zoom sessions. She's on Zoom. She has her own website, which has to do with peace and bringing communities together. You know what? I have a nonprofit I need to run ads, I need to recruit a volunteer who can help me in a local area in Boston, where she might be residing. What do you think? Do you think Kumu would be a good prospect? I think that's what AI can really do. It really helps you with that enhanced targeting, and then once you do that, it gives you great insights after, let's say, you target that advertising to Kumu directly. So that's the power of AI. And then of course we talked about the creatives where you can use AI to create not only your text ad but the video ads, and really help you optimize them even further. So it learns on itself. So let's say you create a text ad or a video ad or a display ad, and it finds that it's not generating kind of the ROI which normally you should generate. AI will help you optimize that further, right? Without you intervening, as long as you trust AI to do the work for you. Same thing with automated campaign optimization, right? Again, big words here, but you'll optimize your campaign based on your budget, based on what ROI you are expecting, and based on the click-throughs and all of the good stuff, conversions. And it will say, okay, this campaign is only generating at 70% effectiveness. Can we get it to the 80, 90% level? That's kind of what the AI will help you do. Cindy, what are your thoughts?
I think there's a lot of different pieces of ads. And so we're looking at, Kumu, to your point, like how much AI is being used. And I think it would depend on which piece, we're looking at, like you said, the targeting, which is sort of the very beginning of it. Then you can use it to create the content itself. Then you can use it for the call to action part. So if they get to your website and you want to have a chat with them, there can be the chatbot type of thing. And then certainly now for follow-up, you can use it. So it sort of depends on what part of the entire I don't know, ecosystem we're talking
Yeah, the
about.
whole the ad funnel, if you may, right? So where you are in terms of as a prospect or a suspect stage. So it really the idea is that AI has to help you make the overall performance of your advertising that much better, right? So we don't have claims yet, Kumu, as to is it making it 20% better? Is it 50% better? I think the data is still coming through. Once we get more data as to the actual performance improvement, of AI in advertising, I'll be happy to share with you.
Can you give off the bat, can you give one example of a well-known or a big company that is really using it in a big way?
A well-known company using AI-generated advertising, everybody is using it right now. All the well-known companies, including Apples of the world, Microsoft, you name it, the big tech companies are on it, as well as a lot of consumer companies, right? If you look at all the consumer packaged goods companies, they are all using AI big time. Cereal makers, food makers, you name it.
I think also it depends on the industry. Like being a fitness coach, I use it through my app. I mean, everything's I can say let's just say I have a client that is allergic to peanuts or something. I can actually go in there and actually customize a diet without having peanuts inside of their meal plan that I specifically do. So it really depends, especially with all the updates that's going on, like Sanjay you mentioned with Apple. I mean, they have their new phone is AI driven.
Absolutely. So I think it's going to become very pervasive, Kumu. And if you look at all the ad platforms, right, that we talked about, all five of them, they already use AI within the ad platforms themselves. So now what happens is before AI, I as a marketeer or a business owner had to struggle with coming up with the right, content for the ads, right? What is the headline going to be like? How the description is going to look? What kind of call to action button I should use, right? Now with AI, what AI does is it gives you lots of great ideas. Now you don't have to take it verbatim, but you can say, oh, wow, I love this, the new headline that the AI just gave me. So let me try that out. I love this particular description that just came out. And now on the visual side, AI can also help you generate a better imagery Of course, you have to still test it out, make sure the images look good, as well as in the videos. It will help you put together videos. And I just did that both for the Meta as well as Google, right? Where they allowed me to actually assemble together a video from the content I had using all the tools they gave me. So now that you have created the right content, now the question is of the delivery of that, right? So now you are delivering the ads, and how does AI help you there? Well, AI helps you with the optimization part, right? So before you had to manually look at how the ads are going on. Every day you have to check, is this ad performing better? Is this ad performing not as good as I expected? Right? What's wrong with this ad? Now with AI, I can quickly get a snapshot as to what is the best performing ad and which one is not, and which ad needs optimization. So as Cindy said earlier, the third part is optimization. So now that you know how well your ads are performing with AI giving you just-in-time snapshots, then you can get into the optimization of the advertising itself and say, well, do I need to change this creative? Do I need to change my budget? Do I need to change the time when I show the ads? So again, AI can help you there as well. So again, every step of the way, AI will hopefully guide you better so that your ads perform better. I don't know, Cindy, anything else on that? Or?
Can I share just like a simple campaign we're setting up for somebody
Yeah,
right
let's go
now?
there. Yeah, please, yeah.
Okay, these folks, I knew them. They found me last week, and they got some robotic equipment, and they're like, "Hey, we just want like when someone comes to the website that we automatically send them an email. If they click, it was actually a really simple request. If they click through from an email, could we send them an email? Absolutely. If they click through an email that those guys sent, we totally know how to send them an email. Easy, right? And then they're like, and we want to retarget anybody who comes to our site on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Definitely can do that. So we just set up like some really simple video ads on those platforms that one, if somebody comes to their site, they see a video on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. So that's what Sanjay just showed, what I just showed for audience, you pick retarget, visited website, that's the audience. And then the other piece is the marketing automation you set up that if someone clicks a link in an email, then you do something and follow up with it automatically. And we used AI to set up some of the content for that because of course, why not, right? So I just want to share like something that I don't know, that's pretty straightforward and everybody here could do it.
No, no, absolutely. And I think part of it is experimentation, right? So I would definitely start small. I mean, that's why I had the $5
Definitely.
budget.
Start
As long
small, iterate.
as long as the platforms allow you, right? And I think Andrew had a great question. How many impressions per day will I get based on each platform? And will AI exceed the count or the target based per cost? And I think that's a great question, Andrew. I think the impressions per day, obviously it's budget driven, but each platform is different, right? So social media platforms tend to give you many more impressions, like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, right? So they thrive on a lot of people logging in every day, which we know very well they do. So you'll get a bunch of impressions on them. Not the same on search platform because search is more intent driven, right? So that's where the impressions are based more on what are people searching for. Social media is more about consumption driven, right? It's more about people being there because they love to be there and see what they want to see. I would say the difference in impression on social media versus search, easily 2 times more, right? Ballpark wise. Um, AI would exceed the count. I think the jury is out. We want to say yes. We want to say that the AI will help us, be more optimized, be more optimal, if you may, create higher performance on everything, right? From creating ads all the way to getting a better ROI. So if I'm a marketer and I'm helping customers and trying to tell them the power of AI, And if I don't show at least 20% improvement, then there's something wrong, right? So the goal is to show that improvement and share that AI is actually helping us generate that. So I'll probably start with that as a starting point. Now, of course, we can't generate 20% overnight, but the goal is that there should be 20% improvement across the board, right? In the ROI, especially in about 3 months' time.
I just logged into an account on LinkedIn just for fun, and the spend was $464. You could round to 500 if you want. We had 204,000 impressions. We had 1,208 link clicks. So that gives you some idea just on money spent for that, and we were going for traffic. So it was more of an awareness
That's a
kind of
pretty good.
campaign.
Who are you targeting, Cindy? What was this? What was the market?
Engineers at tech companies
In the US or across the world?
across the world.
Yeah.
But we handpicked countries, so we kind of knew which countries. So we did we did a lot of North America, some Europe, some India, some
Where was,
Asia.
sorry, what platform?
Oh, this
LinkedIn.
is LinkedIn.
Only
Just to
LinkedIn.
give you, I don't know, just to give you some numbers, because sometimes you're like, well, this is all well and good, but could someone just tell me some actual numbers? So I thought I would. The average click-through rate was 0.59%, and the cost per click was 38 cents, according to this metrics that I'm just reading off
That's
this.
432 impressions for per dollar. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so we ended up with over 200,000 impressions, and they were pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's on a global scale, that's or whatever the countries you choose, because normally to get that just US alone would be difficult for sure. I mean, but I think those numbers look pretty awesome. Yeah.
So with 1,200 people visiting their website, now those are people that we can retarget, right?
Absolutely.
Quick question. Question for Cindy. Cindy, so do you have any metrics or benchmarks on, let's say, when you're producing do you produce content or you just run the advertising? You produce the
Yeah,
content.
we do the content.
And do you have any benchmark on, let's say how many pieces of material or, what sort of, how many artifacts you have to create for content to produce these many leads?
Yeah. So generally I go for one pinnacle piece of content. So whether that's like maybe we take a webinar, for example, and take the key points from it and then break it out into 5 different ad versions or something like that. Or and then we'd maybe do 10 emails from that. And so we're going to take a pinnacle piece of content, or maybe it's just a 2-page document that is kind of going through the, like we just put some together today on buying video monitors, 7 mistakes to avoid when buying video monitors. So I have a 2-page document on that, and that'll turn into, 4 or 5 ads. It'll probably turn into 10 emails. We'll try to do like a video clip per, I don't know if I'm answering.
Yeah, but
Is that what you mean?
my question is like, how many leads you expect from that piece of content that you develop? Let's say these 10 emails, these 5 ads and everything. I mean,
Right.
how
Got
many?
you. In this case, what we're doing is trying to re-engage their existing list. So they've got a list of, I don't know,
So you already
5,000
have
people.
you already have
So
some.
they've got some people. So that's what we're doing first, is re-engaging with the existing people, just because a lot of times there's money in the list. If we start promoting that on LinkedIn or something like that, if you can get a lead for 10 or 20 or 50 or $100 a person, I would say that would be awesome. So we might do, like, if they want to do that, we'll move towards signing a sign up page on LinkedIn, like what Sanjay was talking about, like a LinkedIn lead form. And then we'll tie it into the marketing automation. So as soon as they sign up, they're like getting an email with the delivery. And so I'd peg between, and I know this is a big number, but $10 to $100 a lead on that. But if you're selling a big ticket item, it's fine.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. And I think we have a great question from Jan as well on platforms. I would say yes. We got to try different platforms, right? So besides Google Ads, uh, I'm assuming your customers are local, Jen, or are they regional, or are they all across the US? Maybe that's a question, all across the US. Okay, that's all right. Okay. So in that scenario, yeah, then I would say Bing ads will help you as well. Besides Google, uh, I would definitely run ads on LinkedIn as well if you believe your customers are more B2B, focused. Are you selling it to consumers or are you selling to other businesses? That's another question. All B2C, okay. So B2C, then of course, then you got to go on Meta for sure, right? So you got to run ads on Instagram, Facebook, because they will fine tune your ad audience. Once you have run a few ads, then you can create look-alike audience similar to what Cindy showed earlier for LinkedIn. And I would say definitely give that a shot. And finally, if you are active on TikTok, I would recommend that as well, because that's all the rage right now on the video side of things. And what else? I would probably dabble a little bit on X as well, because X has a certain type of audience which may not be found on other platforms. So I would dabble and split it. Like, I would say, if I had to say you have another dollar to spend, I would say 60 cents on Meta platform, Facebook, Instagram, 20 cents on, let's say, TikTok, and another 20 cents on X to see what you may find there as well. Yeah. And I would run like a small budget for a month or so, see what the rewards are, and then optimize further based on the results you see. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully I answered your question there. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions, folks? I mean,
I think that was
advertising.
awesome. I learned things from you, Sanjay. You're so brilliant.
No, but advertising, thanks, Cindy. Same here from you. I think you had a lot of fantastic numbers and examples to share. So thank you for doing that. But see, folks, advertising is everything. It's art, science, creativity, right? But at the end of the day, numbers matter, right? So you want to see the results. But to get to the results, you got to have that awesome offer, or that creative that folks have to really get blown over, right? They got to love it. They got to say, oh, wow, I got to be part of this. So there's no substitute for that, right? An awesome creative will lead to great results down the line, right? But first things first, make that creative happen, right? And I think Cindy can help you do that. She's pretty amazing with that. And then when it comes to numbers, yeah, we can help you with running the numbers for you, the budgets, how we can optimize it further. Yeah. Contact info, yeah, we can type it in here. Any other questions, folks? Fernando, did you have a question? Kumu, Ricardo, Noah, are you good?
Quick question for you, Sanjay.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Sorry to jump off at another call.
No, you're good.
With Twitter being where it's at, what's your how do you feel about the viability of it? Because it just seems like such a toxic environment at this point. I'll just put it that way. I'm just kind of to be not political or anything else. It just seems like it's not as prevalent as it was, with the previous ownership. What's your agreement? What would you say about that?
So I would stay away from the political ideology, but I would say from a commercial aspect, it definitely targets a very interesting audience. So that's why I even told Jan that you should dabble there.
Okay.
Because there is an audience which is still very active on Twitter, right? And look, if your customers are part of the audience, which Jan has in her example all over the US, then I would definitely recommend trying it out and seeing what the ROI is on it, right? So,
Yeah, with me, I figure out what my ROI is. Obviously, Instagram is really where my bread and butter, because being in fitness,
right.
that's where it's at. It's like, I mean, you also, the demographics, older men, which is not my demographics anyway, are still are more on Facebook, and they're still Googling. Women are on Instagram, which is really funny, how you look at the graphs between that.
I think Cindy has a great point right there. That one line is the key, the most important line.
All about where your customers hang out. That's it.
Oh, totally,
That's
exactly.
it. We were running some ads for we were
Yeah.
working with these Jeep tours. So we targeted people who were members of the NRA, because not everybody who owns a Jeep would have a be in favor of guns, but there's enough of a Venn diagram situation there to where that really worked. So just
I
for
would agree.
example,
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
but just where they hang out, what they're interested in, that's it. I don't even worry about the politics that much.
I
I'm like,
know, it's just,
where's my people?
Where is my
If
that's
my
true.
people are on
It's totally
X,
true.
go find them. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
And,
that's
and
true.
actually, the two new platforms, as Cindy also mentioned, there is a Blue Sky, and
Mm-hmm.
there is, of course, Meta has a new platform which is also growing every month,
Threads, yeah.
against
Are you talking about
against
Threads?
all
I really haven't figured out Threads. It's just like people
against
keep
all
adding.
odds. It keeps growing though. Threads, they keep
Oh,
sharing the
I
numbers.
know it is. It's just like, there's no rationale to it. That's the whole thing.
No, but there is an audience which is moving away or trying to find new platforms to hang
Yeah.
out, right? And of course, there's WhatsApp, guys. Don't forget WhatsApp. But WhatsApp is another very strong way to stay in contact with your customers, offer
Yeah.
customer service or support. Create small community groups, right? So there are many advantages of having that. So again, all of that, by the way, they're all under the Meta umbrella. They own like four big properties: the
Oh,
Facebook,
totally.
Instagram,
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, and Threads. Believe it or not, they're the owner of all four. So,
I thought they owned Snapchat too.
oh my goodness, yeah. So, I mean, of course, X is owned by Elon, who is the
Yeah.
richest man in the world. So, the point is, there is an audience on X. That's why I was a little careful what I said. That if those are your customers, sure, why not? You got to run your ads and see if you can attract them on. Yeah.
Sanjay, what is oGoing doing that's new? I need to have a call with you, because I haven't seen what you're doing lately. Is there some things new that you guys are doing, or?
No, so we completely overhauled the UI UX. The platform is brand new. We are focused on small businesses still. So right, so every small business on oGoing, when they join, they get to share who they are, their stories, their videos, their tips, events. You can see some of the new profiles. They look amazing. And we're getting it to a point where Noah, you will say, look, on your signature, you will have an oGoing profile link, just like you would like to share your Instagram or something else, right? So, or LinkedIn, right? So we want to get to that point for a small business owner where they say the value of the oGoing profile, which I have, is so much that it's helping me attract new partners, new customers, right? And also giving me that amazing visibility on social as well as on search, both sides. So take a look at the new oGoing,
Yeah,
go back
well,
again.
I'm looking at the website right now. It looks really good. I like the just the front page, how it looks. It looks a lot better than it did before.
Yeah, my kids who are grown-ups now, right? They were my biggest critics for the longest time. They were like, they're in 20s now. And they said, Dad, oGoing it looks like it's ancient. There's no way the youngsters will use it. I said, okay, that's a great feedback. So I need to make sure you guys love it first. So when I
Well,
rebuilt it,
not that I would ever talk bad about it, but RBN needs to definitely do a upgrade on their website badly.
yeah. So after we launched it, my first two clients were my kids. I said, "Look, guys, what do you all think now? The new oGoing." And I think the feedback I got, like, wow, this is amazing. This is like a big change from what you had before. So I thought we're on the right track. It's unfinished work, as always, but I think we can build on this and build something amazing on top of this. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. I like it. I haven't been on it for a while, so
Yeah. Log in and share some new stories, Noah, and let me know what you think. Yeah.
okay, sounds good.
Yeah. And take a look at your profile again, see how it looks from outside looking in. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Bye.
Yeah. Well, folks, we are coming to that 1 o'clock. Let me just quickly share our next session coming up. I know we ran a little bit over time. Apologies for that. December 4th, and I'll be joining that session from India because I'm heading out to see my parents. So, Cindy, I'll be somewhere midnight plus time.
Midnight.
I think beyond midnight.
You'll be midnight.
There you go, midnight plus. So
Nice.
it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Hopefully,
Cool.
I'll have a boiling pot of tea to help me stay awake.
I thought you'd be having beers and I'd be having the tea because
Well, I'm dealing with that same situation because like I started with a new coaching program and Tuesdays it's fine, but the other one I'm gonna have to catch on the replay because it's 3 a.m. because they're over the UK and there's no way
right.
I'm doing that meeting because my girlfriend would kill me and it would mess my day up.
I got you.
Absolutely. So come and join us back on December 4th, 12 p.m. Pacific time, 1:30 a.m. India time. How about that? So-
Oh, wow. I was thinking it'd be 12:30, but it's 1:30.
No,
Holy
the time has changed, yes.
That's right. Oh my gosh.
And if you are
Oh.
lucky enough to be here locally, we'd love to see you. This is on a Friday evening because of the dates that were available at the Duck Club. But we'd love to come and chat with you on Friday if you're.
Is that what event is that? Is that the Irvine?
That's the Irvine Business Mixture that's on this Friday at the Duck Club.
Oh, okay, maybe I'll be there.
Yeah, come on over, Noah, if you're free. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see.
All right, folks. Then we will wrap it up.
Okay, sounds good. Bye.
Have a great rest of the week. Cindy, enjoy your event.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Sanjay, let's try to
Bye.
connect later,
Yes, I'll call you back. Yeah. Thanks, Ricardo.
everyone.
Cheers. Thanks, Jan. Bye-bye. Thanks, Noah. Thanks, Kumu. Bye-bye.